yesterday. Right? So that's what we're talking about this morning now. 5 steps for limited prospects as we had it yesterday. So, Mr. Toby.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning.
All right. The 5 steps to unlimited prospects is number 1, create an active candidate
Create
list.
an active candidate list. Candidate list?
Yes.
Okay, that's number 1. Number 2?
Number 2 is increase your candidate list. Add your candidate list.
Expand. Use the right word.
Expand your candidate list constantly.
Expand your candidate list what? Constantly. That's the number 2. Number 3?
Number 3 is raise your awareness.
Number 3 is what? Raise your awareness. Then number 4?
Number 4, never prejudge.
Never prejudge. Never prejudge. Then number 5?
Network on purpose.
Network on purpose. Well,
Number 2 is constantly expand.
do you think that he got it correct?
Yes.
Really? Do you think he got it correctly? All right. So number 1 is what? Create an active candidate list. Those of you that have been struggling with prospecting, you've been struggling with having runouts on prospects. Okay, you know, today you say, my list is finished, my list is done, and I don't think I have any other person again to invite. Number 1 is this. You know, we learned the other day. Okay, every single person in your candidate list that you've been invited, make sure every 6 months you keep reinviting them. You keep what? As long as they've not responded to you, you keep what? Reinviting them. And we have 5 steps to making sure we don't run out of what? Of prospect lists. We don't run out of prospects. 5 steps. And we saw clearly yesterday that if you can deploy this, you'll find out that you're going to have, you know, a handful of prospects every time. The number 1 is what? Create an active candidate list. Get the portion of your Millionaire School Notes where you're supposed to have write down your prospects, write them down. I shared with us yesterday, I had an experience. You know, there's something I usually do regularly, and then that is you know, always checking through my contacts, and I encourage us to do same. It will shock you by the time you go check your phone contacts, you're going to notice there are lots and lots of persons you haven't communicated with about your business for a long time, and they've been there. So by the time you start scanning through your contact list, you will start seeing those contacts. And many of us here testify that we had such people on our phones, and they never come to our memory. So create an active candidate list. Make it a point of duty. Every weekend, you must add people to your list. Every weekend, add people to your list. Make it a routine. This is not something you should do once in a while. Make it a routine. Get back to it. 2 things it will do for you is this. Number 1, it will make you not to skip contacts. Then number 2, it will keep you focused on increasing and expanding on your candidate list. When you know that every Sunday I update my candidate list, every Sunday I update it, what happens? If you come on Sunday, it gets to Sunday, and you want to update your candidate list, and you find I just added only 1 or 2 contacts there, what happens to you is that you'll be like, oh, maybe I didn't raise my awareness enough this week. Maybe I didn't make enough connections this week. I'm going to improve on it. So it gives you an opportunity to evaluate yourself. And I always tell people, a life and a business not being evaluated is not what? Living. A life not being evaluated is not what living. A business not being evaluated is not what surviving. It's going to die. Anything you don't evaluate, you don't intend growth for it. So proof that you want growth or you wish for growth is that you constantly evaluate. Constantly evaluate. There is something I usually do in my office, okay, because our business has to do with what? Contacts, invitations. Every single day we invite. So there's something I usually do. Anytime I want to really improve on our invitations, if you ask my people here, what they will tell you is this. Normally, I allow them to make phone calls, report to me maybe 2 or 3 times in a day. If I want it, if I really want to focus on it and I intend that it improves, do you know what I do? I tell them report to me every 30 minutes or every 45 minutes. Then there is something it does to them psychically. By the time you report to me that you called 15 contacts in the past 30 minutes, and the next 30 minutes you report to me you called only 2, nobody will tell you, hey, Madam, hey, Oga, you need to improve on this. Else, Mr. Noso will talk about it. I don't want him to talk to you about it. So, I learned it from Grant Cardone. He said, there are reports, there are statistics that they give him from his office every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes, he must get statistics. Every 15 minutes, he must get to know how many persons registered, how many new emails he got. Every 15 minutes, he must get a report on how many leads were reached. Every 15 minutes, he must get a report on how many sales were made. Can you imagine getting a report 4 times every hour? The more frequent you have the reports, the more you're going to have improvement. So, giving yourself report and evaluating yourself puts you in a right direction for growth. So some of you, the only time you evaluate yourself is once in a month. You can start once in a week for your prospect list. Every week, come back to your list and ask yourself, how many persons did I add to this prospect list? I know many of us must have forgotten what we learned yesterday. It's not just about learning. We had a wonderful training yesterday. Some of us, that was a wonderful time we had yesterday. We had, how to increase on our prospect. How many of you have started implementing it? Let me see you wave your hand. If you truly updated your prospect list yesterday, can I see you wave your hand? You updated your prospect list yesterday. Let me see you wave your hand. Quickly. I'm waiting on all of you. If you did, send me a message on the chat saying I did. If you didn't, send me a message in the chat saying I did it. All right? Because some of us, maybe, I don't know whether we're hearing me at all or not. If you don't send me a report on this now, I will remove you from the meeting, because I always say it. Millionaire School is where everybody participates. So I need the response from everybody in the chat. So I'm waiting for your response, Mr. Nelson Oka. Did you update your prospect list yesterday? If you didn't, send me a message and say, I didn't. If you did, send me a message in the chat saying I did. I must get a response from all of us here. Quickly. I'm waiting for your responses. You didn't? You didn't? All right. I'm seeing responses here. Even people I'm here with in the office, can you imagine they did it? 2 of them. Madam Rehab, Mr. Toby, they did it. All right. So I can see some people here. Oh, Madam Blessing, even you did it. Okay. Mommy Scholar said she did. When Macandrola said she did, Madam Sheila said she didn't. Mr. Oka said he did it. I want to say something to each and every one of you. Listen to me carefully. I've been teaching this for a long time. The more you hear of trainings, there are trainings you don't have any excuse not to implement on immediately. I'll keep saying this. I will never have a stomach that will accommodate that. There is nothing you are telling me. If after listening to a training as such that we had yesterday, and it didn't push you to pick up your Millionaire School notes, those people that came to your memory, write their names down on their phone contacts, even if it's one person. If you couldn't do that, I'm sorry, you are getting hardened the more on not implementing on what you are learning. This is a hard saying. You may not like me for it, but that is real. Over a period of time, you will see yourself develop grudges, complaining, and so many other evil vices will enter your heart, and then that's how you will quit on your business. Stop attending Millionaire School every single day and not applying, no matter what, even if it is 5 minutes. If there are things that you need to do, if there are activities and actions you need to take on the training you receive every Millionaire School, do it. Don't give any excuse. Sometimes I see myself exceed 9 p.m., 9 a.m. in the morning, and we get to 9:10. All of you will stay connected. But guess what? If I should end that meeting by 9 a.m. in the morning and then ask you to use the 5 minutes afterwards or 10 minutes afterwards to act on what you've learned, many of you will not. So why do you then choose to stay extra 10 minutes for the Millionaire School, but you can't even spend 10 minutes for yourself to implement on what you are learning? You are getting hardened. The more you're receiving trainings and you don't implement on it, your heart is getting hardened more and more. You may have temporary success now. You may have some success now, but it's very temporary. You're going to lose them. Yes, I know how this thing works. It do happen to me. It happens to me. A training as such as we had yesterday, supposed to push many of us to like, oh, pick up our books and then start implementing on it, writing them down. I didn't say you should call them. Write the names down. All right, so get your Millionaire School notes out in the next 7 minutes. Before we get to the next training of the day, let's update our contact list. Please, I want you to be on video. Show me the last place you wrote for your, there's no need. Just give me the report. You're going to use 7 minutes now. Pick your phone. Start updating your contact list, all of you. Then afterwards, we're going to give a report right now, how many contacts you added to your list. Quickly, pick your phones and your Millionaire School notes. The section for the writing down contacts, pick your phones down and start writing. I'm waiting, quickly. I'm waiting. Get your pen, get your Millionaire School notes. Mr. Rehab, Madam Rehab, what is going on? What's going on? Start updating your own. Where's your phone? Huh? No, get, if that's what you're writing, just update, letter transfer. Bros. Huh?
I don't have any.
So you didn't add any, you didn't make new friends for the past 1 month, for the past 2 months. Are you sure? So in your contact list, do you have the dry cleaner number there? Because that's what we learned yesterday. You don't have it. Update it. You said? For here? Get it. You didn't say, I thought you said you have his number. You said, what did you say?
I said I did to go to update.
So the guy that makes your hair, okay, do you have his name in your contact list? In your contact list. Where's your Millionaire School notes? He's at home. Madam has her Millionaire School notes at home. Can you imagine? And when last did you update your contact list? It's been long. It's been long she updated her contact list. So we should be praying for her to what? To raise her awareness. Listen to me, all of you. All of you listen to me. Why do you? Some of you think that this is, building a business is something that you say, please, sir, I'm in the court this morning. Okay. Okay. I just saw your message, Madam Eunice Okafo. Let her give me your own report. Some of us think that, some of these things we are learning, it's like, let's just feed our head. We call it to feed our head knowledge, to increase on our head knowledge. There is something my mentor taught me. He said, you can never be promoted. Life can never promote you beyond your last level of execution on the knowledge you received. Simple. You're not going to have that. You're not going to have that. So we talked about yesterday raising our awareness. How many of you, and we talked about people, where you buy things from. How many of you put in effort to raise your awareness? How many of you put in effort? Why? Please be writing that list. Too. How many of you put in effort? How many of you? Ray, I mean it. Tomorrow, I want to see your active candidate list. Oh, I want to see all of them. Toby, I hope these are your problem in the next minute.
Yeah.
I want to see all. If 2 of you that are very close to me, closest to me here in the office, does not respond to what I'm teaching, then you see there is something that's happened to my mind. I must be either very stupid. I think I've said it before. I must either be very stupid or I don't know what I'm doing. So tomorrow, I will see you post active candidate list. All. I will see all. And when we finish, I will say no prejudging. I get me. I will scrutinize it with our phones. You open your phone, I'm going to see how many contacts you have. I'm going to see how many contacts you have. Ray, make sure you do it. Tomorrow, you submit your own. Bros, tomorrow, you submit your own. Let's be writing quickly. When we finish, we are giving me a report. How many contacts we updated this morning? Quickly. Because if I leave us now, we'll just go. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Is this your Millionaire School? This is not a Millionaire School, right? By tomorrow, I want to see your Millionaire School. I want to see all these things transferred. And please, don't ever attend me without Millionaire School. Don't do it next time. You have been very careless with that. You use any note you want to use. Don't do that next time.
Recording in progress.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting on us. We have 1 more minute to go. Okay, now it's 8:30. Can we start giving me reports quickly? Okay, after the meeting, you can continue. Oh, yeah. Let's start giving me reports quickly. Everybody start giving me report. Mr. Oka Nelson, how many did you write? Quickly. If I unmute you, you tell me how many you wrote quickly. How many did you write? Mommy Morayo, how many did you write?
Hello, sir.
How many did you write?
5.
5. Okay. Now, after the meeting, continue. Madam Sheila, how many did you write? Mama Kehinde. Okay, Mama Sheila, how many did you write? How many?
13.
13. Can you imagine that? Up to 13 now added. Mama Kehinde, how many did you write? Mr. Oka Nelson wrote 5. How many did you write, Mama Kehinde? Mama Scholar, how many did you write? Mama Agnes, how many did you write?
1. Oh, I can't.
Okay, Mama Mensa Grace, Mama, how many did you write? Madam Blessing, how many did you write?
I wrote 5.
5. Okay. Madam Mensa Grace, how many did you write? Mommy Scholar, how many did you write? Hello, Mommy Scholar, how many did you write? Is it that some of us are still writing, or maybe they were not hearing me? It's not connected. Network is affecting you. How many did you write?
I said I'm writing the fourth one. After the lesson, then I'll continue from where I stopped.
Exactly. That's what it's supposed to be. I want to encourage us, please. See, we are not, Millionaire School is not a place where, it's not let's not make it like, how will I put it? There's a way people, make it like, they say now is like a tradition, something we just have to attend. That's not what we do here. And I think I'm going to be, getting us to give me feedbacks heavily. Seriously. I'm going to be, as in seriously speaking, I think it's high time we get back on it. Millionaire School is not a place where we just come, hear things, and then we go. If we don't implement, if I don't get you to implement what we are learning, all of you listening to me today, you must make it a point of duty. Every week, we said it yesterday, every week, try as much as possible to add at least 7 names under your active candidate list. Make it a point of duty. Will it be easy? No. It will not. We never said it's going to be easy. We never said so. So, Mama, you that wrote 1, Madam Rehab here wrote nothing. 0. Mr. Toby, how many did you? I didn't ask him. 7. We are changing the reports for me. Seriously speaking, those of you that are not, I already told people that are here, my staff that are here. Personally, I personally investigate on their own active candidate. They will show me their active candidate list, and I will check their phones. I'm going to be with them. Or open your phone. Let's be checking. You don't prejudge. I may not be there with you physically, but if you can't do that for yourself, they will not grow. Some of you, it's been very, very long you invited people. Now you're receiving training that will help you to have access to quality people to invite, and then you are taking it, lightly. Let's not forget, it's not about what you are receiving here. It's about what you are doing. I always teach in my seminars, I always say that there are 2 components to learning. Number 2, when you receive information, receiving of information, and number 2, acting on the information received. If you don't act on the information received, you've not truly learned that thing. That is the truth. My work is to put you in a place. In fact, we've not even set our KPI, daily performance indexes, reports, whereby you'll be giving me reports on a daily basis. On a daily basis. These are the things that my mentor, he said by next week now, he will begin it with me. He said, every day I will give him a report. Every day, and the same way I should get reports from every single person I'm mentoring. And anyone that does not give me a report per day, I should give the person 1,000 naira. Second time, 10,000. If the person doesn't want to pay, I should get the person out of my training system, never to allow the person in again until they go through that discipline. And immediately it starts with me, I will start it with us. You cannot be in a place where you're interacting with me every day and I'm trying to help you to grow and you can't give me reports. If I truly want you to grow, then I must demand for reports from you. Once I'm just waiting for him to start it with me, I don't want to start it with us first. Once he started with me, I'm going to see the templates, then I will start with us. Madam Blessing, we were in New York. What I'm saying, is it true? What I'm saying, is it true? Is that
it's
what
true,
does?
sir?
Huh?
Yes.
Didn't you see him do it?
I saw it live, practically.
So we are talking about someone that has a team of more than 100,000. Do you understand that? If you see the crowd that comes to his office every single day for reports, I was wondering how he had the time to even speak with me. So I'm just waiting for him to start it with me. Once he starts it with me, every single person under my mentorship program will be giving me that report every single day. Every single day, you give me that report. Because I want you to grow. That report puts you in a place where I'm evaluating you. You're also evaluating your own progress. Yes. All right. So let's get into the business of the day and the training we planned for today. Don't forget to continue expanding on your list. Okay. Tomorrow, I will ask us again about this. Tomorrow, I will demand of it again. We will keep increasing on our list until we exhaust every single contact on our phone, have them transferred into our active candidate list, and then on every weekend, you keep adding to it. So every weekend, I will now be asking us, give me your updates. on your active candidate list. So let's get in and have the training for the day, accountability systems, because that's exactly what we are doing here today. Accountability systems in network marketing.
Welcome to Network Marketing Pro. My name is Eric Worre, and today I want to talk about a very important topic for entrepreneurs, and that is accountability. And why is this important for entrepreneurs? Why is this important for people going into business for themselves, especially for the first time? Here's why. Your whole life, accountability systems are built around you. Think about it. When you're a little kid, there's an accountability system. You brush your teeth, or there's consequences. You finish your vegetables, or there's consequences. You make your bed, or there's consequences. Right? So there's accountability systems built into the family structure. Then you move into education, and there's accountability systems built into education. If you don't study for the test, you get a bad grade. If you get a bad grade, there's consequences. Maybe if the consequences build and build, maybe you'll be held back a year and have to redo it again. So there's consequences built into the educational system that cause you to take an action that you normally wouldn't take. Then you go into, let's say you went into the military. There's consequences built into the military, certainly, if you don't follow the rules. If you go to church, there are consequences built into our religious structures that cause you to feel uncomfortable if you don't kind of go in alignment with whatever the organization or whatever the belief system you're involved in. Then you go into the workplace. There's consequences built into the workplace. They set hours for you. They set expectations for you. Many times, if you take too long of a break, there's consequences. If you show up late too many days, there's consequences. If you don't get the work done that you're expected to get done, there are consequences. If those consequences build up and become unreasonable, then you lose that job. See what I'm saying? There's all these different things that create structure in our lives. Everything from 2 years old to today. And then people get involved in network marketing. They get involved as an entrepreneur and start their own small business. And they don't know how to create accountability for themselves. They don't know how to employ themselves. They don't know how to give themselves penalties and rewards for either bad or good behavior. So how do you create accountability systems? I work on this a lot, and it's really interesting because if the accountability system is strong enough, you can accomplish anything, right? It's not a matter of what you're capable of doing. Everybody watching or listening to this program is capable of going to the top in network marketing, every single one of you. But many of you won't do it either out of lack of structure, lack of skills, lack of being willing to face your fears, right? A lot of different reasons that will hold you back, but they're all self-imposed, in my opinion, because the education is available, the resources are available, the training is available. You can overcome your confidence issues or your fear issues or your self-worth or self-esteem issues. You can overcome all of that. So how do you create accountability systems? How do you employ yourself when you get involved as a home business entrepreneur, especially in the network marketing profession? How do you do it? Well, I think it's a combination of things. I'm going to give you 4 tips to really increase your productivity and 4 tips to help you, same 4 tips to help you achieve your goals, to help you move forward faster, to provide some structure in your business. Now, whatever it is that you want to accomplish, step number 1 is to write it down. Write it down. If you want to hit a certain rank at a certain time, write it down. Be specific. If you want to recruit a certain number of people, write it down. If you want to gather a certain number of customers or create a certain amount of customer volume in your organization by a certain date, write it down. Be specific. Write down what you want to accomplish and what you need to accomplish, what you should accomplish, what you could accomplish, Write it down. Just don't keep it in your head. Write it down like it's a business plan. That's what professionals do. Amateurs just kind of wing it. They're just kind of hanging out, hoping good things happen. Professionals plan out. The top professionals that I know, they plan out at least 18 months in advance. They have specific goals. It's written down. They know what they need to do in order to be able to accomplish it. And part of writing it down will start to create some accountability in your brain. Part of writing it down will remind you when you get distracted what you need to be focused on. Writing it down is important. It starts to create priorities in your life and in your business. So write it down, number one. Number two, proclaim it. Whatever it is, even if you don't know how you're going to do it, proclaim it to the world. Tell everyone, this is what I'm prepared to do. I'm going to hit this rank. I'm going to make this goal happen. I'm going to achieve this goal. I'm going to help X number of people hit this rank. I'm going to bring X number of people to the next conference. Whatever it happens to be, proclaim it publicly. Why proclaim it publicly? Because it creates accountability that you don't have in your normal daily life. It will cause those people to say, hey, didn't you say you were going to do that thing by that specific date? What's going on? Hey, didn't you say? So proclaim it to the world. Tell everyone. Put it on social media. Put it out there. Announce it to your team. Send out an email blast to your group. Send text message to everybody. Proclaim it. And because it makes it so uncomfortable for you to back down, it creates, by just proclaiming it, creates an accountability system. The next thing that works well is to create some rewards. If you achieve the goal, create a reward structure that will keep you focused. If you hit a certain position, take the family on vacation.
Some
if you
rewards.
hit a small goal, maybe you get a massage someplace and treat yourself for a spa day. It can be small things at the beginning, but create a series of rewards. Maybe if you get this done, then you get to get this new car for next year, or you get this done, and then this can happen. So rewards can work, but let me tell you what works best, in my opinion.
Penalties.
Pain. Create penalties.
Create penalties.
If you create penalties, the penalties will work better for you than any reward will do. The penalties will work better for you than proclaiming it. That's a little penalty on its own if you don't achieve the goal. The penalties will work better for you than writing it down. Penalties. Create penalties that have teeth in them. I'll tell you a story real quick. I had this conversation. I did a training in Austria recently. And there was a gentleman, and I was talking about all these things. And I asked the audience, who in this audience has a sports team that you hate? You just absolutely despise. And he raised his hand, and I said, well, so what's the team that you hate? It was the Liverpool soccer team. He hated the Liverpool soccer team. I said, okay, he was at a certain rank. This was the middle of November of 2015. I said, can you get to the next rank by January 1st? He said, yes. I said, how long have you been at this first rank? He said, 2 years. I said, is it possible to get there by January 1st? He said, yes. Do you deserve it? He said, yes. Do you know what it would take in order to be able to make it happen? He said, yes. I said, are you willing to be accountable to everyone here in the room? There's 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 people in the stadium. And he said, yes. I said, okay, Aiden, here's the thing. If you don't get to the next rank by January 1st, your Facebook cover photo needs to be about how you love Liverpool. That's number one. He turns red. Second, you need to wear a Liverpool jersey every day in the month of January until you get to that next rank. Are you willing to accept that term? Yes, he said, I will. You have to go to the game of your favorite team wearing Liverpool colors and Liverpool jersey. He turns purple. I said, are you prepared to do that? He said, well, I'd die first. I said, exactly. When the penalty gets strong enough, The how-to is no problem.
Hmm.
How much training do you think he needs? He accepted that challenge, okay, in front of 8,000 people, his peers. And I said, I'm expecting an update from you on January 1st. So he accepted the challenge and immediately turned purple. And I said, how much training do you need now? He said, I don't need any training because I've motivated. I said, well, how distracted are you going to be about the holidays?
Hmm.
He said, well, it's not going to be a distraction at all because I can't have this happen. This is unthinkable. Okay. So guess what happened for Aiden? He'd been for 2 or 3 years at this one level and had no breakthrough. And we put this little accountability system in, created something for him that was unthinkable, and had him agree to it in front of the world. We proclaimed it to the world. And guess what? He didn't just go to the next rank. He went up 2 ranks
Wow.
in 45 days. Totally changed his life, totally changed his business, changed his trajectory, stepped into what he was capable of because the accountability system is there. That's the power of accountability. Now there's a great website that I'll tell you about. It's called stick.com, STICKK.com. Stick.com will help you hold yourself accountable to your goals. It's amazing. And here's basically how it works. And you could do this with a friend, but stick.com puts some guts into it, puts some meat into it. Pick a goal that you know you can do. Okay? And then enter in stick.com that goal. And they have judges and referees to make sure that you accomplish your goal. And you also put your credit card in there and put pledge a number that would be painful for you. Okay? And if you don't hit your goal by the time you said, that money disappears and goes to someone that you don't necessarily like. So for an example, if you are a Democrat here in the United States, that money would go to Donald Trump. How comfortable are you with that, Democrats out there watching? If you're a Republican in the United States, that money would go to Hillary Clinton. If you hate the NRA, the money goes to the NRA. If you hate Planned Parenthood, the money goes to Planned Parenthood. If you hate Monsanto and what they're doing with genetically modified foods, the money goes to Monsanto.
Hmm.
What if you went in and put your goal into this little accountability system and the money went to your ex? You didn't hit your goal. The money just shows up to your ex. Powerful, right? Find something for you that's unthinkable and then put together an accountability system to force you to do what you're capable of doing in the first place. Because now you're outside of this cocoon that you've been in your whole life with your family and with the educational system and with your religious organization, with your workplace. You're outside of that. Now you're on your own. Sometimes you need to create that structure. I had a friend, and he wanted to get to this top rank in his company. He wanted it really bad. He was kind of stagnant, stuck at a lower rank for a long time. So you know what he did? You know what his accountability system was? He took his mattresses out of his home and slept on the floor and said, I'm not going to sleep on a mattress until I hit that rank. I'm not doing it.
Wow.
So he slept on the hard floor. Okay, he didn't go get an air mattress. He slept on the hard floor. When he went to a hotel, he slept on the floor in the hotel room. He would not give himself the pleasure of sleeping on a comfortable bed while he was living underneath his potential. What is something sacred for you? What's something unthinkable for you that if you don't achieve it, that it will activate? Penalties kick in. Now, this is not to beat yourself up. This is to give you the reason to step into your potential. If you're ever part of the military, how many people would voluntarily go through basic training? Voluntarily do the push-ups? No, they do it because there's accountability systems put into place. How many of you would voluntarily go through all of education if there wasn't the peer pressure and the accountability system? If you don't get an education, you're not going to have a good future. Not many of us would voluntarily do it. We need accountability systems. But you as an independent entrepreneur need to create an accountability system. So 1, whatever your goals are, write it down. 2, proclaim it to the world. 3, Create some rewards, some positive. 4, the big one. Create some penalties if you don't do what you should and could and are capable of doing. Create some penalties. And have those penalties hurt if you don't do it. Make it unthinkable. And if you get it to unthinkable, no way, impossible, it's not going to happen, the goal is easy to achieve. Last thing I will tell you is find an accountability partner, someone that will push you and hold you accountable to your goals. In addition to these 4 things, sometimes you just need a partner that you can pick them up on a down day. They can pick you up on a down day. They'll push you. They're there to stretch you and push you. I hope that I'm a little bit of an accountability partner to you, but there's nothing like somebody said, hey, you said you were going to get to that rank by the end of this month. Clock's ticking. Come on. Get to work. You've got it in you. Make it happen, right? So work on these things. These are very, very important for entrepreneurs. They're very, very important for people in network marketing. You must create the structure. For the short term, treat this like a job. Don't treat it like a business. You can do anything you want. Treat it like a job that you have to show up. And if you don't, then there are penalties. Okay? Sometimes we just need to trick our minds. That's our show for today, ladies and gentlemen. My wish for all of you is that you decide to become a network marketing professional. That you decide to go pro. Because it is a stone cold fact that we do have a better way. Now let's go tell the world. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you next time. Take care.
I'm going to share, it's as if he ended with, you just ended with a big bang. That's just the truth. He ended with something huge, with a huge statement. That this statement, I've been trying as much as I can to drive it into the heart of people. And if you can allow this to get really deep into you, trust me, your business will take, will go to a whole new horizon. And what did he say? He said, treat your network marketing business as a job. As a job. I had a meeting with my people, my colleagues here in the office, and we'll set up some accountability systems, some penalties and everything. And trust me, it changed everything. Now, we could see clearly how someone can lose 10% of his salary, his or her salary, just because he or she came 1 minute late. Can you imagine that? 10% of your salary gone. If you are to lose 10% of your salary each time you come 1 minute late, tell me, Madam Blessing, would you ever want to come late?
Oh, yeah, never.
2 times lateness, 20%. You do that, I think about 3 times or 4 times, but you lose half of your salary. You come like 15 minutes late, you will lose about 65% of your salary. If you ever know that, will you ever come late?
Oh, yeah.
You can never come late again. Do you know why you won't come late? Because you take your job and the salary was very important. Now, I want us to think about this statement again. Take your business as a job. See yourself as someone employed in your job. Now, what makes a job is that there are rewards. Come to work, do your work, you get your pay. And there are consequences for not doing your work. Penalties for not doing your work. So the work is important to you. Guess what happens? You stick to the task. You stick to whatever it takes to do the job. You deliver on your task. And then you are happy at the end of the day. So can you imagine setting up these accountability systems for yourselves and taking your job, your business as a job? Someone employed in your job. Many of us see our network marketing business as, as a side hustle. Something we just do, whenever we have time, whenever we think about it, or when we come to Millionaire School, we're supposed to say, do this and do that. No. If you think it as a job, what is the first thing if maybe you're an employee of labor, or maybe you're an employee, you are working somewhere, and then have you ever been in a place where you're employed, you are working there, and then it's about, you come anytime you want, you go anytime you want, there's no time frame to your work. Can it ever happen, Madam Blessing? Never. It can never happen. One of the first things you are told once you get employed, is hey, our office opens by 5 o'clock in the morning, and by 8 o'clock in the morning, and closes by 5 or by 4 p.m. That's the first thing you hear. There is a time allocated for it. That's the first thing. Can you do that for yourself in your network marketing business and not give excuses? So see what happens. We are interviewing some people that are going to be working with us, and then my colleague here, Madam Rehab, asked the lady that came for the interview a question. She asked her a question and said, "I'm asking this question because it affected me when I was working." That's what she said. And she said, "What do you do about events, weddings, celebrations? Because part of your work demands you to come on Saturdays. How do you handle that? Family, this and that." There is something the person said that really shocked me. I stood back. I said, wow, in my heart. I didn't say it out. The lady answered her and said, "I'm already working, and then I believe my family members and my friends, they know I work on Saturday. So I don't think it's much of a great deal. They know. If I know I'm going to work on Saturday," I think that was what she was saying back. That's what she said. They know she said, I know, they know I'm working on Saturday, meaning that they know I'm working on Saturday. So they will respect the fact I'm working on a Saturday. It was not, as she answered it so smoothly, it was not a problem at all. Do you know why? It was important to her. The work was very important to her. Very important to her. So how many of you here, you have other activities interrupting with your business, and then you call it an excuse? There is never an excuse. It's about a matter of priority. We will leave Millionaire School now. Monday to Friday, none of us does anything about inviting people, speaking to people, getting people to watch our recorded videos. Yes. Part of the Millionaire School has to do with making sure you invite 20 persons. Your Millionaire School hasn't ended until you invite 20 persons each day after Millionaire School. How many of you are still doing it? How many of you are still doing it? Guess what's going to happen after now? Excuses. You allow other things to interrupt with your time for your business. Take your business as a work. In fact, this discussion, I'm going to continue on it by tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. I'm going to be on my way to Mangu local government. Madam Blessing, please, can you stand in for me tomorrow till I get to Mangu? Can you? Is it
Yes,
possible?
sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
I want us to get back again to discussion of this accountability. Please, I want to discuss it again and again. I'm going to be with us, but network will be fluctuating, okay, until I get to Mangu. Normally, I get to Mangu around 8:45. I leave before 7 a.m. and I get there around 8:45, sometimes 9 o'clock. Okay, so, and network will always fluctuate. So please, I will need you to start up the meeting. I will give you my login details. You'll start up the meeting. I'm going to be with us. And when I get to Mangu, definitely I'm going to speak to Ross before the meeting closes. I want us to really discuss about these accountability systems very well, because we're not just going to set up one for ourselves as individuals. We're going to pick accountability partners. And then we're going to also hold ourselves as a team accountable by setting up what? Penalties and reward systems and some things, goals that we're going to proclaim to each other here. We're going to hold each other accountable. How many of us would love us to do that? Let me see, wave your hand. Can I see wave your hand? Can I see wave your hand? All right. Now, all right. Please, can you wave your hand very well? Wave it, wave it, wave it, wave it, wave it, wave it. All right, now I'm in discussion with many leaders. Okay, there are some of you here that are leaders I'm going to discuss with. Okay, I'm going to discuss with you. There is a reward system I'm starting. I've discussed with leaders I have here in Jos, Mr. Toby, Madam Rehab. There's something we are running as regards to helping us to achieve our 90 days trip to Dubai, challenge to Dubai. And one of them is the target, in fact, the goal we've set is that if we can recruit 15 persons in 30 days, second 15 in 30 days, then work towards making them rising star mentors, it will qualify us practically. But so we set up a reward. I'm going to still work on that to make it more, to make it national. But I'm going to discuss with those of us here that are leaders, like Mama Agnes. I'm going to discuss with you. I'm going to discuss with you, Madam Blessing. And then that promo is about giving 50,000 naira to anyone that can recruit 15 persons in August and 15 persons in September, 15 persons in October. Each time you're able to recruit 15 persons, you are given 50,000 naira. So I'm going to discuss with the leaders on how to make sure it's implemented nationwide in all the teams. God bless you really good for being here. Please make sure that your partners, your success lines, they listen to the recorded video of yesterday's training and today's training. And don't forget, we are all becoming great leaders that drive change. Please make sure you update your prospect list. Make sure you keep expanding on your list. Make sure you raise your awareness in order to create more connections that will help you to increase and expand on your list. And always invite people to watch your recorded videos. Book appointments with people. Get to talk to people about your business. Think about growing your business. And more importantly, those of you that have success lines, get all your success lines to read my first year in network marketing. Get them to summarize it. And every single thing you are doing, I'm subjecting you to. Make sure you subject all your partners and your success lines to this. Don't forget, we are working with a system. And as we are patient, working on this system, I promise you great results. God bless you real good. Check your WhatsApp groups for the link, YouTube link for the yesterday meeting and for today's meeting. God bless you real good. I love you, and you have a lovely and a wonderful day. See you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.